Hello guys. So in our first video we went through the Windows Server 2019 installation. In this one we are going to do some basic configuration of our new created machine. Everything that I'm going to talk about today is written on my blog. I will put the link in the description, so if I'm here too fast or you cannot understand very well some things, you can check that out in a written way. First thing that we are going to do today is we are going to create a new administrator account. That's a good security practice because many attacks assume you are using administrator as your main administrative account. So we are going to eliminate that issue. We are going to go to the control panel. Control panel. We're going to choose large icons. Head on to administrative tools. Go to computer management. Then go to local users. Under users, right click and new user. I'm going to create user named info admin. I'm going to give it a simple password and I'm going to choose that password never expires. Microsoft even said that it's a good practice. You need to have secure password, and changing regularly password does not make you more secure. So password never expires it is. We are going to create this user and then we are going to go to close. Okay, now we have our new administrative account. It's info admin. We are now going to make him administrator. Go to members of tab, select add administrators, check names. Okay, we are going to remove users from info admin member group. Okay, apply. Okay, so info admin is now administrator, same as our default administrator account. Before we disable administrator account, we are going to check if our info admin account is working by signing out of administrator, then selecting Ctrl+Alt+Delete, selecting info admin, using logging in. Okay, we are able to log in to our info admin account, so account is working. Now we can go on and disable administrator account. Again, go to administrative tools, go to computer management, to local users and groups. Under users, check once again if info admin is member of administrators group. Do not disable administrator account before you are secure that you have another administrator. Now we are going to go to administrator account and we are going to select account is disabled. Okay, now info admin is our main administrator account, and everything that we are going to do from now on in this lab is going to be based under info admin account, not administrator account. So every new virtual machine we create is going to use info admin at its main administrator account, and whole lab is going to be based on info admin. So after I created our info admin user, I went ahead and played a little bit with display resolution, tried to make things a little better, but that didn't go so well. As you can see, we now have a smaller window of our virtual machine. So in order to repair that and to add some another functionalities, we are going to install VMware tools. VMware tools will provide us with a clipboard, with shared folders, with better display resolution and many other enhancements. VMware has VMware tools and you can install them whether you are using VMware Fusion or VMware Workstation or Player under Windows or Linux. And if you're using VirtualBox, there are some kind of tools that you can install under the VirtualBox as well. So let's go ahead and install VMware tools. Okay, we will install it. Waiting game continues, of course. Okay, so DVD is mounted. We are going to File Explorer, to this PC, and then we are going to select DVD drive that has mounted VMware tools. We're going to select yes. We're going to wait a little bit, of course. Again. Okay. Welcome screen, select next. I'm going to install complete suite because I like everything that VMware Tools has to offer. You can go ahead and select custom or typical, whatever you like. So select next, install. Installation is going to take some time. I'm going probably to forward a little bit this part of the video. Okay, so as you can see, our resolution went back. We now have a full HD resolution, and also VMware Tools finished installation. So I will select finish. We'll need to reboot the machine for installation to complete. We will do that now, and we'll hear each other once again the reboot is completed. Okay, so reboot is done. We are going to send Ctrl-Alt-Delete. We are going to log in. And okay, I get this message sometimes on this VM because I went and played with it a little bit, and now it gives me this this shutdown event tracker. You will probably won't get that. Okay, just okay and finish. And let's see if we have VMware Tools installed now. Yes. Okay, so we installed VMware Tools. We are now able to use our clipboard from host to VM. We have better resolution and many other good things that comes with installing VMware Tools. So after we created our new administrative account and installed VMware Tools, by the way, VMware Tools or VirtualBox tools are only needed if you are doing this in virtual environment, on virtual machines. If you are doing this on a desktop machine or a server, then you will need to install drivers, obviously not VMware Tools. So our next step is going to be again Control Panel, and we are going to define fixed IP address for our virtual machine. This is also something that you are going to do on every virtual machine throughout this series. So all our virtual machines are going to have fixed IP addresses. Also, that is a good practice in physical environment, and in production environments, at least in all of the production environments I worked at, all the servers have fixed IP addresses. So we are going to fix IP address for our server. Go to Network and Sharing Center, go to Change Adapter Settings. Good practice also would be to rename your network adapter to something that you recognize, because again, in production environments you will have many network adapters on one server, and good practice is to distinguish one from another and their function. So right click on your network adapter, select Properties. I'm going to deselect TCP/IP version 6 because we are not going to use it throughout this lab. I'm going to select TCP/IP version 4, select Properties, use the following IP address, 10.0.0.30. Oops, 30. So this lab is going to reside inside 10.0.0 IP address range. Subnet mask is going to be 255.255.255.0. My default gateway is 10.0.0.1, and preferred DNSs for this host machine will be 8888.8844. So Google DNS servers. Okay, close. Okay, everything is fine. Everything is fine, and we now have IP address of 10.0.0.30, subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Default gateway is my router is 10.0.0.1, and DNS services servers 8888.8844. That's good. So fixed IP addresses throughout this series on every machine that we are going to install. our next step is going to be system. We are going to give this computer another name. Again, good practice in all production environments is to name your servers so you have some kind of naming hierarchy, so you know servers by name, and when you have problems it's easier in conversation, it's more practical. So I'm going to change these settings. I'm going to change another computer name. I'm going to name this machine SB server basics host, because this machine is going to host our Hyper-V installation. We are going to configure later on, and all our lab is going to reside inside that Hyper-V on this virtual machine. A bit crazy, yeah, we are going to do virtualization inside the virtualization. So okay, close, and we are going to restart once again our machine so we can change the name. So we are back at the login screen. Let's log back in. Okay, this is a clean virtual machine. I messed it only a little bit, and now every time I get this shutdown event tracker. Okay, so cancel. It doesn't matter for this lab. We are going to go back to the control panel. Oops. Control panel. Okay, large icons again. System. Okay, SB host is the name of the machine. Yes, we were successful in changing our host name. This machine will be foundation, as I already said, for our Hyper-V. It will be Hyper-V hosts on Hyper-V host, on which we will put our virtual machines for the remaining part of this series. Okay, before we go any further, we done also a network settings. So VMware, I think also VirtualBox, has DHCP server embedded into it. So we will need to disable that the embedded VMware or VirtualBox DHCP server. In VMware Fusion, you will need to edit file located in the library, preferences, VMware Fusion. The file is named networking. When you open it, there is a line named answer vnet1 DHCP, and it has yes. You need to change that to no. Other than that, in VMware Workstation, in the program itself, there is a networking part on which you can disable DHCP server. This will be important for the remaining parts of this series, because we are going to make VMware Windows Server our DHCP server. Now, on to the next steps. First step on every Windows machine should be installing antivirus. So I already did it. I'm using Symantec. Choose the antivirus you like, but install antivirus on every Windows machine and on every Windows server. Next step is going to be Start, Settings, Update and Security, and Windows Update. Okay, my machine already installed something and it's pending restart. There are also some install errors. I don't care. Do Windows updates every month. Every second Tuesday of the month is a patch Tuesday from Microsoft. If there are urgent patches that are security critical, patch immediately. If not, make test environment, test patches there, and then patch your production environment. Other than patching itself, you have an option to change active hours. You want to change active hours so your service doesn't restart in working time. Also under advanced options, you can tell Windows Update to download additional patches for other Microsoft products you have installed. You can pause updates. You can change the way update notifications work. Go through that and accustom that to yourself. So these are the two things that are critical for every Windows Server installations: antivirus and patching. So okay, that's that for these two things. And next we are going to do some basic security settings. Now in the last part of this video we are going to go through some basic security settings. Again, we are going to head to Control Panel. Yeah, I know, a weird way to open Control Panel, but what can you do? Large icons again. First will be Windows Defender Firewall. Always keep your firewalls on. Make sure you know which ports programs need and let them pass through the firewall if they need to pass out of your Windows Server machine, but never disable Windows Firewall. That's not the right way. Next up is going to be Administrative Tools and Local Security Policy. Our first step is going to be Account Policies and Password Policy. We are going to set minimum password length to 8 characters, okay, or yet better 12 characters. On every one of these tabs in Local Security Policy there is Explain tab, so whichever of these you open, there's a way to explain, which explains to you what the setting does. So make sure you read it before you set something. Also we need to enable password must meet complexity requirements. Next we are going to go to the account lockout policy. This is very important one, especially if you are hosting something on the internet with Windows servers. You are going to be affected by brute force attacks, and then you need to set something like this. You need to put, I don't know, let's put 30 minutes. Okay. And okay, oh no, we want to make account lockout duration for 30 minutes and reset account lockout counter after 30 minutes, but account lockout threshold will be, let's say, 5 invalid attempts. So if somebody tries to brute force your machine and enters 5 times password that is not correct, your machine is going to lock for 30 minutes, and then again it's going to allow you to log into that machine. So good measure from diverting brute force attacks. And then under local policies, audit policy. Here you can also read on my blog in more details. There are some settings you wish to enable and to log your successes or failure attempts. So in the Windows event viewer, you will see who logged or tried to log. It's a good measure to audit your logon attempts, brute force attacks, or any other kinds of logon attempts. Okay, audit account management. Okay, I'm also going to put in success and failure. What else? Audit logon events. Okay, again, go to this, read, explain tab, and then select what you need or don't need through audit policy on or every other policy in this local security policy setting. Okay, audit system events, I will also put that success and failure. And that's more or less it is with local security policy. These are some basic settings for your VM, and we are done now with some basic steps after you installed Windows Server. Next video will cover Hyper-V installation, and we will finally go more in depth with Windows Server. Until then, have a nice day. Bye bye.